for the shading of our barn, and we're going to look at this little section here. Now, you don't have to add this in here, but I added it for a little extra detail, and it looks like it's more in the forefront and gives my picture a little more depth than just having a barn here with a little bit of grass in the front. So what I'm going to do, just like I did with all the others, is I'm going to start with my darks. I just changed over to a 5B, and I'm going to fill in the inside of this bucket with the dark. Now keep in mind, I'm not making it all the same. I put the real dark on this side, and then I left a little bit of light space on the other side just to give it some depth and texture. This is a metal pole, so it's going to have a very distinct dark line. Again, I want to go up and down on this pole as opposed to side to side to keep the character of the metal. Okay, and then this little pump handle here, it's probably going to be darker down the bottom here. It's going to have a light burst at the top because the sun is coming across the top most likely, and then underneath here it's going to have some darkness. This isn't too complicated. And then on the pump part itself, I'm going to make this inside part darker because it's probably shaded. And then this outside piece I'll make a little bit lighter and bring that over. Okay, there's not a whole lot to it. I should connect that up there though. I'm going to put a little shadow under that part of it to make sure it's connected to that. And then when you get to the bucket, again, the bucket is wood. Okay, so when you shade this, and you don't need to do a whole lot of shading here, remember that the lines go top to bottom. The ones in the middle should be a little bit darker. So, and you can see I'm just doing a little bit here and there. This one on the inside will definitely be a little bit darker than the outside. Okay. I'm doing a little bit of, there we go. I'm just gonna make that just a hair darker to give it a little bit of shadow. And the same thing on this wooden dock here. Remember that wood grain, you need to shade it in the direction that the wood is going. So in this instance, my wood is going this way. So I would shade it going this way. Now it's going to be pretty light on the top. This part here might be a little shadowy underneath the water pump. And this part down here might have a little bit of shadow underneath it also, just to give it some depth. Now, this is going to be the lightest part up here. So this part over here is going to be much darker. It's not getting as much sun as what's coming on the top, and it's going horizontal. So again, I'm going to use my darker pencil, and I'm just going to fill that in a little bit here and there. And I'm going to take this one, I'm going to make that a little lighter like that. Now again, you know what, I'm going to use my 2B. Here it is. I have some tufts of grass here, just like I had there. So I'm going to put a little bit of a dark edge on the bottom of it, and then I'm going to put it right over the top. It's going to give it more depth because I'm layering. Now my water pump and its base is behind this tuft of grass, and I could take it and shade this down this way just a little bit, like this. And I might want to take my 6B and make this. Remember, things that are closer in the front are darker than those things that are behind other things or farther away. So this bush over here is very light. It's the farthest away right now. This grass up front here can be really dark and a little more detailed if you want it to be than the other stuff going back. Now I know I put a lot of lines for shrubbery and stuff on here, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to put them all in. I'm going to put things in the way I see that they should go. So I'm going to take this, shade that down now too. So now you see we have a water pump. I'm going to turn it this way. Maybe you guys can see it better there. And we have our barn and a lot of the shrubbery that's in front of it. So I'm going to set you guys loose to continue to shade and fill in the rest of your shrubbery. Remember to send it to me when it's finished, if you have it finished by next Thursday. And don't forget, when you're doing stuff, sign your work so that people know that it's yours. I hope you enjoyed learning how to draw something else. First we did a turkey, and now we did a barn. This project is due on January 14th, which is a Thursday. You need to shoot me a picture of the drawing that you have completed. When we come back to in-person learning, I would like to see the actual drawings, and at that time, I will give you a complete grade for it. Remember, this is your classwork for the next 2 weeks, so you will receive a grade in Jupiter Ed. It is worth 100 points, and it's due on Thursday, January 14th, by the end of the day.